Very good afternoon to all of you. Myself, Mr. Mabudur Rahman, Assistant Professor in the Department of Food Engineering in Kekewa College of Food Technology, Nasik. Today, I will cover a topic on evaporation. So, first of all, see that what is evaporation. We know that if, or we can say that it is a type of our vaporization that occurs on the surface of liquid as it changes into the gas phases. The surrounding gas must not be saturated with the evaporating substances when the molecules of the liquid collide and they transfer energy to each other based on how they collide with each other. See here principles of evaporation. Evaporation causes cooling naturally. The underlying principle behind this is in order to change its states, the matter must either gain or lose energy. Frequently, in the food industry, a raw material or potential foodstuffs contains more water than is required in the final product. When the foodstuff is a liquid, the easiest method of removing in the water in general is to apply heat to evaporate. Evaporation is thus a process that is often used by the food technologists. Now, next point is mass and energy balance. We know that material quantities, as they pass through food processing operations, it can be described by material balances. Such balances are the statements on the conservation of mass. Similarly, energy quantities, it can be described by energy balances, which are statements on the conservation of energy. If there is no accumulation, what goes into process, it must come out. Now see here, this chart show how our unit operation occur. It is a basic principle. Uh, you are seeing here a unit operation. It is stored as well as we can say that is stored in the form of the material as well as stored in the form of the energy, right? So see here, it depends on our raw material in and energy in. So when it comes and provide its unit operation, it comes out and it will be what uh, distributed on products out, waste products, energy in waste, energy losses to surroundings. So the law of conservation of mass leads to what is called a mass or material balance. So mass in, that will be equal to mass out plus mass stored. So raw materials, that will be equal to product plus waste plus stored material, right? So it is a formula, summation of MR, that is MP plus summation of MW plus summation of MS. And you know that what is MP, what is MW, what is MS, right? According to that, if we calculate the summation of MR, that will be what? Total raw material. It will be calculated as MR1 plus MR2 plus MR3 plus dot dot dot. Similarly, we will also calculate our total product, total waste product, total stored material. If there are no chemical changes occurring in the plant, the law of conservation of mass will apply and also to each component, so that for component A, when entering material we want to calculate, it will be equal to exist material plus stored plant, right? For example, in a plant that is producing sugar, if the total quantity of sugar going into the plant in sugar cane or sugar beet, it is not equal by the total of the purified sugar and the sugar in the waste liquors, then there is something wrong and sugar is either being burned or accumulated, right? So raw materials, that will be equal to the product plus waste product plus stored product plus losses, where losses are the undefined materials, right? So when we calculate energy in, it will be equal to energy out plus energy stored. So it is a formula of energy in. So total energy entering, that will be ER, and total energy living with product, that is the summation of EP, and energy living with waste materials, its formula is summation of EW is equal to EW1 plus EW2 plus dot dot dot, and total energy stored, it will be in the form of summation Es, it is equal to Es1 plus Es2 plus dot dot dot. So we can say that energy balances are often complicated because forms of energy it can be interconverted, and for example mechanical energy to heat energy, but overall the quantities must balance. So see here the next point, basis and units. Having decided which constituent need consideration, the basis for the calculating has to be decided, right? Total mass and composition, material balance can be based on total mass and mass of dry solid or mass of particular component, for example protein. So you are seeing here that the numerical problem, skim milk is prepared by the removal of some of the fat from whole milk, and this skim milk is found to contain 90.5% water and 3.5% protein, 5.1% carbohydrate and 0.1% fat and 0.8% as. If the original milk contained 4.5 fat, calculate its composition, assuming that fat only was removed to make the skim milk and there are no losses in processing, right? So when we calculate it total original fat, because on the basis of 100 kilogram of skim milk, this contain how much? 0.1 kilogram of fat. Okay? So at that time we assume that the fat which was removed from its make skim milk be what? How much? X kilogram. So total original fat it will be equal to X plus 0.1 kilogram, and total original mass will be what? 100 plus X, right? So we know that original fat contain how much? 4.5. So it will be equal to what? X plus 0.1 upon 100 plus X is equal to 0.045. So we calculate the value of X, we obtain 4.6 kilogram. So it is the value of what? Skim milk, right? So the composition of whole milk is then fat 4.5, water 90.5 upon 104.6, that will be equal to 86.5%, and protein when we calculate 3.5 divided by 104.6, it will be how much obtained? 3.3%. And carbohydrate when we calculate, it will be divided with 104.6, 5.1 to 104.6, so we obtain 4.9%. As will be how much? 0.8%. So in this way we calculate percentage of water, carbohydrate, fat, protein and as. According to that, we also calculate our weight fraction, weight volume. It is another question on the basis of their concentration. So types of the process situation. In continuous process, time also enter into consideration and the balances are related to unit time. So in considering a continuous centrifuge separating whole milk into skim milk and cream if the material hold up in the centrifuge. Heat balances is what? We can say that it is the most common important energy form, that is heat energy, and the conservation of this can be illustrated by considering operation and such as heating and drying. In these enthalpy is covered, conserved, and as with the mass balances, so enthalpy balances can be written around the various item of equipments. So it is our heat stored, heat surround, heat is in the form surroundings, so it will be comes heat out in product, heat out in waste. So which factor affect the rate of evaporation? We can say that an entity of heat required to evaporate each kilogram of water, pressure, maximum allowable temperature, as well as we can say that change that may occur in the food stuffs during the time of the evaporation process. Okay, so boiling point elevation, we can say that it will be depends on our Raoult law. It will be equal to delta T is equal to Kx. Okay, so where delta T, that is the boiling point elevation, and X is the mole fraction of the solute, and K, that is the constant of proportionality, right? So many solutions have their boiling point at some concentration which is tabulated in the literature, and these can be extended by the use of relationship, and that rule is called as the During rules. So it is a figure of During plot for boiling point of the sodium chloride solution. Okay, thank you for watching. Once again, thank you.